Oh, we all love Bill Hader. He's hosting Turner Classic Movies Essentials Junior Showcase. Films air Sundays at 8 p.m. on TCM. Of course, we know Bill oh so well from SNL. Bill Hader, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Just fantastic. I got to tell you, we spent, I think, a couple of days talking about the Saturday Night Live finale this year. What a great show.
Yeah, man, that was really insane. It was very emotional.
Just thought Mick did a great job on the, not only obviously musically, but on the skits was just very good.
Yeah, he was really funny. He took a lot of care in each character. He really, every rehearsal, everything, he was trying new things, trying to do different accents, and maybe it's more like this, or whatever. And so he took it very, very seriously, and I think it paid off.
How tough was it getting the Californians down? That's one of our favorite skits, of course, and all too funny watching you crack up, by the way. And but I thought he still carried that really well. That was very funny. But that's a little bit hard to do, it seems.
It is hard to do. Well, that scene, because it's the way Fred Armisen talks in that scene is what.
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
I can hear Keith Morrison's voice coming out of Bill. I would have never imagined Bill would do Keith Morrison, but he doesn't. Can you hear it just from hearing Bill talk?
Absolutely.
Bill?
I thought he just has that weird way of speaking that you're kind of just like, I don't know where that came from, but when he started doing it, you can actually find the dress rehearsal for the first one we did on YouTube, and me and Kristen are just gone. Like, we're laughing
yeah,
entire thing.
It
not stop laughing. So no, it was a fun time.
Yeah, that voice, that and it's a little tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, he puts it in different inflections on air that we're not used to. So, what do you do? And they're like, yeah, man, like they'll do that.
One of the things that Bill does that is really caught on SNL is Stefan. Bill, where the hell did Stefan come from? What a great character.
That's John Mulaney, who's a stand-up comedian who also writes on the show, who's one of the funniest human beings on the planet. I think you should go get his album. I mean, he's really, really funny. John Mulaney. He got he had like an email from a friend who was saying you should come to a club, and it was that format that we did the update feature in, where it was like New York Times Club is blank. It has everything, blank, 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 because it's that thing of when blank, 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 that thing. And it was it was a version of that in this email. And then I had this guy who worked at a coffee shop in my neighborhood, and I would go, this barista, and I would go get coffee there every morning, and he was Stefan. I mean, that's the way he looked and sounded, and I would I would kind of draw him out, I would try to talk to him and see what's this guy's deal, and he was really funny, and so I was doing that in the office, and John had the other thing, and then John was a smart guy who said, hey, why don't we write it up and you do your coffee guy and and we'll have him saying all this stuff.
Well, are they trying to make you laugh by screwing with the cue cards? Because that, Stefan, you can tell there's usually a couple times at least every time you do it where it looks like you're about to lose it. And I understand they're trying to screw with you with the cue cards.
That's true, yeah. Well, John is so smart because it's not like it's a brand new joke. It's not like he'll change one word or he'll change one thing, but I know, and sometimes it's not even that funny when I tell people what it was, but I know how funny John thinks it is. Laughing. A quick good example is we had a club promoter, his name was Amnesia Bernstein, which we thought, this is the first one he did it on, it was Amnesia Bernstein, and it didn't really, we did it at Dress and didn't really get a laugh, and we were like, oh, and he goes, I'll change the club promoter's name, and I went, oh, okay. this is how it all started. And so I didn't ask him what he was going to change it to, or we didn't talk about it. We had no time. I was going up in like a couple of minutes, and he was like, I'll change that. And then I got up there, and he changed it to club promoter Gay Liotta. And I completely lost. I was like, what? And so I think that got in his head, like, oh, well, now I'm going to do this every time.
There's a thing with the dog with the draggers that he threw the dog with the short legs with the long
wiener. Yeah, that was new. You can tell when I watched it back, you could tell I kind of like stopped for a second and go, wait, what's this? This is all new.
Well, you gotta love the idea of a television show, sort of a talk show format where the one guest never gets on, and that would be Bill. Of course, you as Lindsey Buckingham. Do you think Lindsey Buckingham will he ever get to speak?
No, I don't think he will. I mean, the coolest thing about doing that is they put him in there as such a random kind of like, you know, his best friend is Lindsey Buckingham, you know, of DeAndre Cole, the character that Kenan Thompson plays. And they are best friends. And so sometimes backstage before we go on, me and Kenan will start to like improvise stuff in character, and I'll be like, so you're gonna let me on this week, right? I'm gonna be able to say something. He's like, Lindsey, you're gonna tell your whole story, like just for our own benefit. It's just us backstage.
I'm always amazed that you guys, you know, for example, you got was it Bill O'Reilly that came on there? And I'm
gonna be able to say something. Like, Lindsey, you're gonna be able to say what you want. I'm like, I got a lot to say. I got a new album out. I have this. And he's like, Lindsey, it's gonna be great. And it just makes it that much funnier to us that then when we go out, he bumps me every time.
Is it hard to get the Bill O'Reillys and people like that to come on and just sit there? I mean, I would think it'd be tough to explain that bit to somebody who hadn't seen it.
You know, the hardest thing for those guys, and it is very difficult, is because when I think, you know, Bill O'Reilly, Robert De Niro, Paul Simon, so many big people have done that first guest, and it is hard because they have to work out the beat of what Kenan's doing, because Kenan, you know, the music keeps interrupting them, and that always seems to be the toughest thing for them to work out, which I totally get. If you're not used to reading cue cards and doing a show,
right?
It could totally throw you. Paul Simon didn't even read the cue cards. He kind of just started talking. And we were up there, and I'm going, he's not reading the cue cards. And God, if it was me, I would have flipped out. But Kenan Thompson is like, he's the best. He's the best. And so Kenan just rolled with it, and I mean, it was beautiful. It was so cool to watch him work that out, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why it seems kind of silly, but I always get a kick out of guys when they host these movie classics, or it really doesn't even have to be a movie classic, any kind of movie, because it's just kind of nice to have somebody who's in there before the commercials who appears to be watching the movie and, you know, maybe making a few jokes about it. But is that how you do it with the Turner Classics?
No, I mean, I'm a big like classic movie fan, and so they asked me, I programmed one night of classic movies on TCM, and I had a blast, and then they asked me to do this Essentials Junior show, and I said absolutely, you know, and because I love old movies, and most of my kind of childhood and stuff was, you know, like spent growing up. My family, our big activity was sitting in front of the TV and watching, you know, To Kill a Mockingbird or Duck Soup, or, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Classic.
So, I actually really do like it. But when we shoot those wraparounds, it is like a little like it's impossible to do those without sounding like Robert Osborne. Like, you just pick up his cadence, you know? It's like impossible not you know, to go da-da-da-da-da-da. Like when you hit, like, you know? And so, and that's why he didn't play the Tin Man, you know?
Yeah. So
the films are Sundays, by the way, at 8 p.m. Eastern on TCM. And Bill Hader, love seeing you on Saturday Night Live. I know they're going to lose a couple big people next year, but boy, I hope we see you back. And it's just a pleasure watching you, man.
Oh, God, are you talented.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, have good luck with the Turner Classics, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, talk to you guys soon.
Thanks so much.
See you, man.